الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا 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 أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وتعاونوا على البر والتقوى ولا تعاونوا على الإثم والعدوان صدق الله العظيم. Respected brothers, elders, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned in the Quran, فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, that with every difficulty there comes an ease. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions this twice. He does not mention it once, but He mentions it twice in the same surah. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, हर मुश्किल के बाद आसानी है, यकीनन हर मुश्किल के बाद आसानी है. दो मर्तबा अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त ने इसको जिक्र फरमाया. Respected brothers, difficulties can come in many different forms. But what we believe is that each and every single thing, it happens with the permission and command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hardships, sacrifices, difficulties, they will come to a believer. And this believer, this Musliman, this Muslim, what is his reaction in this difficulty, that will be judged in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are extremely weak human beings. We have a very weak Iman. Our Iman is not that strong. Our Iman, our belief, our yaqeen in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is not on the highest of levels. We are very weak. Therefore, a person should not ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a test, for a hardship, to put himself through sacrifices. Or Allah put me through some difficulties so that I may become successful. No, we should not ask for it. But if it comes, then it is mine and your responsibility to have patience, to have dhikr, to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every stage of that difficulty. For example, becoming ill. Some of our great scholars in the recent past, they would make dua when they were ill, that, "Oh Allah, take the blessing of illness away and give me the blessing of good health." Not, oh Allah, take away this illness, it is very bad. Oh Allah, take that blessing of illness away and give me the blessing of health. हमारे माजी में हाल ही में बाज़ उलमा ऐसे गुजरे हैं कि जब वो बीमार पड़ते तो वो अल्लाह रब्बुल इज़्ज़त से दुआ फरमाया करते थे कि ए अल्लाह बीमारी के नेमत से मुझे निकाल कर और मुझे सेहत के नेमत से नवाज दे. Why? Because when a person is ill, he is doing sabr, he has patience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and every second that he is indulged in this illness, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is increasing his level that he has to earn in Jannah. So illness is also a blessing. Hardships are a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Difficulties, ad-dunya sijnul mu'min wa jannatul kafir. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam has mentioned in a narration that the world, this fani dunya, the planet that we live on, this earth, this dunya, this world, it is fake. It is fake. It is temporary. It's not a permanent solution for a believer. The permanent destination for a believer is Jannah. It is life after death. But this same dunya, it is a prison for a believer, and the same dunya, it is paradise for a non-believer. Why? Because a non-believer, he or she will get whatever they want in this world. In the hereafter, it is difficult. For success in the hereafter, Iman is required. And a person that does not have Iman, they cannot get success in the hereafter. It is clear cut. So ad-dunya sijnul mu'min. The dunya, this world, it is a prison for the believer. Today, he or she is in one state. Tomorrow, tilkal ayyam nudawiluha bayna nas. These are days Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps changing. It's a circle. Many of us, we had grandparents. Now when we enter our homes, they are not there. Many of us, we entered our home, our parents used to be there, and now they are no longer there. Tomorrow, today we are here, tomorrow we will not be here. So this is how the world functions. This is the system. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent us into this world to live our time. And once our time, no matter how far you go on that game, at the end it'll say game over. No matter how far you go, at the end, the last stage is game over. Same thing here, no matter how old we get, no matter where we get to, what status we achieve, at the end it will be game over. Death will come, it will take us, and we will enter into the life after death, which is the real life. So today I am here, tomorrow I will not be here. Everyone will come and spend their time in this world for however long Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written them to do so. And once every single person has served their time in this world, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy the world as well. There will be no need for this world. Because life after death, that is where the original things will start. So difficulties, it comes with the package of Iman. But we should not ask and request for difficulties. For example, this difficulty that we are going through, it could be a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it could be a warning from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now let me give you an example of something that happened in Pakistan. Earthquake, it shocked the world. I think it was year 2005 or 2007. Wallahu a'lam. There was an earthquake in Pakistan and it was very severe. Very severe. There were people, I've seen two types of people after that earthquake. A person before the earthquake, his life was all anti-Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, meaning he would not fulfill any command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He would not follow the teachings of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He was completely living a normal life, delusional and sucked into the world. He did not have a clue. After the earthquake, that person changed his life completely. He started repenting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it was a warning for this person. It was a warning for this person. That person changed his life completely and started to come onto proper practicing Islam. There was another person. First saf, he would not miss takbir ula, the first takbir of salah. That is how punctual he was in his salah. But after the earthquake, he turns around. I did so much for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and look what he did to me. And he left. And he went astray. So for this person, it was a test. So hardships, it could be a warning, or it can be a test for a person. So when a hardship comes, a person should always make dua. Oh Allah, keep me steadfast on the right path. Oh Allah, give me istiqamah. Oh Allah, keep me on the right path. Do not make me go astray. زلزلہ جب پاکستان میں ہوا, بعضوں کے لیے مشکل وقت کا آنا امتحان اور بعضوں کے لیے ایک تنبیہ ہوا کرتی ہے. اب جب پاکستان میں زلزلہ آیا, ہم نے دو قسم کے افراد دیکھے. ایک شخص جس کی زندگی بالکل خلاف سنت اور خلاف اسلامی تعلیم چل رہی ہے, وہ اٹھ کر کہتا ہے زلزلے کے بعد کہ اللہ میری پکا توبہ ہے, پوری زندگی تیری نافرمانی میں نے گزاری, اب کے بعد نافرمانی میں اپنی زندگی صرف نہیں کروں گا. وہ راہ راست پر آیا. اور ایک دوسرا شخص جس سے کبھی تکبیر اولا فوت نہ ہوئی, زلزلے کے بعد اٹھ کر کہتا ہے کہ اللہ میں نے تو اتنا سب کچھ تیرے لیے کیا اور مجھے یہ بدلہ ملا. وہ ساری عبادت سب کچھ چھوڑ کر دوسری راہ پر چلا جائے. تو یہ امتحان بعض لوگوں کے لیے امتحان ہوا کرتا ہے, اور بعض لوگوں کے لیے تنبیہ ہوتی ہے کہ سدھر جاؤ, اب بھی وقت ہے. اور بحیثیت مسلمان ہمیں امتحان اللہ سے مانگنا نہیں چاہیے, کیونکہ ہمارا ایمان بہت کمزور ہے. کہیں ایسا نہ ہو کہ ہم اللہ سے پوچھتے رہے کہ اللہ ہمیں امتحان میں مبتلا کر, اور پھر ہم اس میں فیل ہو جائیں. لیکن جب امتحان آ جائے انسان پر, تو پھر اس انسان کو صبر کا دامن نہیں چھوڑنا چاہیے. اللہ رب العزت پر اس کا اعتماد اور یقین بڑھنا چاہیے. تو یہ امتحان کا آنا, اللہ رب العزت نے قرآن میں فرمایا ہے فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا, یقیناً ہر مشکل کے بعد آسانی ہوگی, یقیناً ہر مشکل کے بعد آسانی ہوگی. اور یہ جو دین ہم تک پہنچا ہے, اس میں بہت ساری قربانیاں ہمارے علماء کرام نے دی. This deen, the way it has come to us, our great scholars, they have given great sacrifices. Nowadays we look at our scholars with a very negative eye, and we have a very negative image regarding our scholars of Islam. Nadr ibn Shumayr rahimahullah ta'ala, he was a great muhaddith. And what kind of muhaddith was he? He was from amongst the teachers of Imam Bukhari rahimahullah ta'ala. That's how great of a muhaddith he was. And it was through his efforts that we have Sahih al-Bukhari in front of us today. Nadr ibn Shumayr rahimahullah ta'ala, when he was residing in Basra and he decided to leave for Khurasan, just to escort him for his farewell. He had 3,000 students just to say goodbye to him, to escort him out of the city of Basra. To escort him out of the city of Basra. And his main worry was, Nadr bin Shumayl, he looked at his students. They've all got tears dripping out of their cheeks. It's coming down on their cheeks, out of their eyes. Another, obviously a human is a human. And he says, the only reason I am leaving, it is because I have a family, I have children, and financially we are struggling. This was his worry. And then he turned around to his students and he said, if you guys can take responsibility of providing me 1 kg of black-eyed peas, lobia, per day, I am more than happy to stay. 3,000 students, great scholars of Nadr bin Shumayl, none of them could accept this offer. So when we say deen has come to us, it does not come like this. There has been great sacrifices. And Nadr bin Shumayl had to leave for Khurasan. This is just one scholar's sacrifice. And deen does not need me. I need deen. Deen does not need me to spread. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can use anyone to spread his deen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can use anyone to spread his deen. Respected brothers, once in Darul Uloom Deoband, it is an education center in India, located in India. There was a great scholar by the name of Allama Anwar Shah Kashmiri rahimahullah ta'ala. He was a great muhaddith, amazing muhaddith. That the Egyptian scholars, when they visited India, they came to the conclusion that if we did not visit India and sat in the lesson of hadith, in the gatherings of Anwar Shah Kashmiri, today we have thought that the field of hadith has become an orphan. This is the justice he did with the field of hadith. He got upset with Hafiz Muhammad Ahmad rahimahullah, who was at that time serving as the principal. So Sheikh Anwar Shah and Sheikh Shabir Ahmad Uthmani and these scholars, they leave Darul Uloom at Deoband and they go to Jamia Ta'limuddin Dabel, another institute in India. So Anwar Shah Kashmiri rahimahullah, he had his name. People would come for him from miles away, from different countries. Why? You want to study under Anwar Shah Kashmiri rahimahullah. But now he has left Deoband and he has gone to Dabel. Everyone is shocked. What shall we do now? To such an extent, Sheikh Yusuf bin Nouri rahimahullah, even he left Deoband at that time and he went to Dabel. And Sheikh Yusuf bin Nouri is the founder of Bin Nouri town that we see in Karachi. A great madrasa. And these guys are authors. These guys both have a commentary of Sahih al-Bukhari and Tirmidhi. This is how great scholars these guys are. So Sheikh Hafiz Muhammad Ahmad, he came and some scholars came to him, what shall we do now? So Hafiz Muhammad Ahmad rahimahullah replied that idare afraad se nahi chala karte balki ikhlas se chalte. Idare afraad se nahi chala karte balki ikhlas se chalte hain. That institutes do not function upon individuals, but it functions on sincerity. Institutes do not function, do not depend upon individuals, but rather institutes, they depend on ikhlas and sincerity. Then Hafiz Muhammad Ahmad rahimahullah, then they invited another scholar to teach hadith in Darul Ulum Deoband, and his name was Shaykh al-Islam Hussein Ahmad al-Madani rahimahullah ta'ala. And when Shaykh Hussein Ahmad Madani rahimahullah, when he entered Deoband, the amount Deoband improved and how high it went, it never went during the time period of Shaykh Anwar Shah Kashmiri rahimahullah. So respected brothers, the reason I've just mentioned this, it is that this is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is responsible for His own house. And houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do not depend upon individuals to function. It depends. لَمَسْجِدٌ أُسِّسَ عَلَى التَّقْوَى. Masajid, the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they depend upon sincerity and ikhlas. So many people have statements like, oh, if that guy was here, this would have happened. If that sheikh was here, this would have happened. Only that happens what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wishes that will happen. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permits, that will happen. Due to some reasons, today is my final Jummah in this mosque, and I will be leaving this mosque due to some reasons which I do not think is appropriate mentioning up here. But however, this is my final Jummah. If I have offended anyone in any kind of way, in any kind of form, whether through speeches, whether through actions, whether through indications, any kind of way, I ask all of you to please forgive me, inshaAllah, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and do not take your broken heart into the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and take me responsible over there. Do not hold me responsible in the hereafter. In front of everyone, I ask all of you guys forgiveness. आज कुछ वजूहात के बिना पर ये मेरा यहाँ पर आखिरी जुम्मा है, और इस मस्जिद को इंशाअल्लाह आगे दीगर अहबाब संभालेंगे, इसका ख्याल रखेंगे, और ये मेरा इंशाअल्लाह यहाँ पर आखिरी जुम्मा है। और अगर मैंने किसी को किसी किस्म की तकलीफ़ दी हो, किसी किस्म के तरीके से, इशारतन हो, किनायतन हो, दिरायतन हो, जिस तरीके से भी हो, मैं आप तमाम से दिल के गहराइयों से माज़रत ख्वाह हूँ और माफ़ी का तलबगार हूँ। खुदारा यहाँ पर इस मामले को रफ़ा दफ़ा फरमा दीजिए, और कल को क़यामत के दिन अल्लाह के दरबार में मुझे गिरबान से ना पकड़ना। जज़ाकल्लाह खैर। सुब्हानल्लाह।